We are glad to have you on Soul Television News tonight. Let's begin with the headlines. Governor Francis Nwifuru calls on Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development to deepen commitment in protecting building and engineering professions. Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo sacks vigilante operatives over assault on co-member. Israel calls up 60,000 reservists ahead of planned Gaza City offensive. Good evening. My name is Chukwudi Mweke. Now the news in detail. Governor Francis Nwifuru has called on Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development to deepen their commitment in reforming legislation and policy to mitigating the persistent professional unhealthy rivalries between builders and engineers, particularly civil and structural engineers. He made a call during the opening ceremony of the 55th Builders Conference and Annual General Meeting held at the State Ecumenical Center in Abakaliki. Government House correspondent Osando Nguta has more to tell us.
Governor Nwifuru, who emphasized that unhealthy rivalries that usually occur among professionals in the Nigeria's built environment have often led to undue interferences, boundary encroachment within the jurisdiction of each profession, thereby causing confusion, duplication of efforts, professional sabotage, which in some instances, structural failures that erode public confidence. The governor maintained that professional rivalry should not be a stumbling block to the development of the nation. Instead, robust collaboration should be their guiding principle. He advocated that respect to professional boundaries while promoting synergy, noting that when builders are given their rightful place in the project cycle, quality, safety, and efficiency are guaranteed, and urged the Nigerian Institute of Building to continue engaging constructively with its sister professional bodies to push for harmony in practice. The Minister for Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, in a keynote address, charged the Nigerian Institute of Building to deepen their commitment in strengthening expertise, as that would enhance full manifestation of the theme of the conference, advancing builders' knowledge and skills for effective enforcement of building regulatory laws and sustainable development. As such, would facilitate the full and quality realization of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. In their separate remarks, the chairman of the occasion and former secretary of the Federation, Senator Pius Anyim, the national president of the Nigerian Institute of Building, Mr. Adensin Ewa, also highlighted significant roles of the institute in advancing the built environment, aimed at reducing the frequent occurrence of building collapses in Nigeria, and decried infiltration of the profession by quacks, as well as weak enforcement in the regulatory framework governing building practices, which often allow non-professionals to dominate spaces reserved for trained builders, and appeal to the state, who are yet to domesticate the regulatory laws, to do so as to strictly monitor and ensure that buildings meet the highest standard. Others, including Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State, represented by his deputy, Mr. Ifeanyi Osai, the governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma, represented by his deputy, Lady Chinyere Iheoma, Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State, represented by Onyeka Ibezim, the Yobe State Governor, Mai Malabumi, represented by his Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Ahmed Boba, the Minister for Works, Chief David Umahi, represented by Dr. Ken Obala, as well as the chairman of the Registered Builders Council of Nigeria, Mr. Samson Opolowa, among others, regretted that most Nigerians often import and engage foreign builders, called on the institute to continue to train and retrain its members on the best global practices and technology-driven innovations in the building profession so as to regain the confidence Nigerians reposed on them. They also enjoined the institute to always strive to implement the outcome of the conference, to put a close check on the activities of mortgage banks and other financial institutions saddled with the responsibility of building, and for the institute to initiate more stringent bills to the National Assembly to help and strengthen the profession. The event, which was well attended by dignitaries from within and across the country, featured award presentation to Governor Francis Nwifuru as #1 Builders Governor of the nation, award from South-Southeast region of the institute to the governor for making them proud through his superlative achievements in the state. Other recipients of award where the Ebonyi State Traditional Rulers Council, Eze Charles Nkpuma, the Minister for Works, Chief David Umahi, Senator Pius Anyim, and Honorary Fellow of the Institute to the Yobe State Governor, Mai Malabumi, among others. The event is expected to last for 5 days in the state. The team was later treated to a colorful banquet by the state government. Osando Nguta, Salt TV News.
The state governor, Chief Francis Nwifuru, has sworn in new leadership to enhance the civil service and electoral processes in the state. In a ceremony held at the State Executive Council chambers in the Chudo State North City of Abakaliki, Governor Francis Nwifuru officiated the swearing-in of Lady Virginia Oketa as the chairman of the Ebonyi State Civil Service Commission and Mr. Patrick Ebonyi as the chairman of the Ebonyi State Independent Electoral Commission, EBBC. Government House correspondent Osando Nguta is still standing by to tell us more.
Upon taking their oath of office, Governor Francis Nwifuru congratulated Lady Oketa and Mr. Ebonyi, urging them to view their appointment as a pivotal call to service rather than mere political patronage. He emphasized the critical role they must play in the development of the state. The governor specifically challenged Lady Virginia Oketa to build on the legacies of her predecessor and strive for effective service delivery within the commission.
I congratulate you and I wish you well in your new endeavor, believing that by the special grace of God, you will not only build on the already established, well-established platform by the immediate past chairman that was very consistent, Excellency being able to show to the world that a woman can do it and do it better. And it's because of the legacy she left behind that made the state to agree that another woman ought to be there again. To build on the legacies that she left in that place and continue to cement the relationship and at least as a professional in the field and as a career civil servant, I'm sure you know the job better than I do.
Addressing Mr. Patrick Ebonyi, the governor mandated him to ensure the publication of the upcoming local government elections occur by September 1st in alignment with the new Electoral Act, noting that such would mark an important step towards ensuring a smooth and credible electoral process in the state.
The job is very destructive when you are reliable, so it's a very big challenge. It's compelling assignment that you're taking. It's not an easy assignment, but I believe in your capacity and the capacity of the members. Many of them have been tested and they are trusted that they can do well in that place. So the publication for the notification for the election for that must start on or before 1st September, so that nobody can go to court and start challenging the processes that will bring the chairman they are going to elect into office.
The governor also honored the Tigress basketball star, Miss Blessing Ejiofor, an indigene of Okposi in Ohozara local government area. Miss Ejiofor recently contributed to the AFCON women basketball team's success, for which she received the State Honorary Award of Ebonyi Hall of Fame, alongside a cash prize of 30 million naira and a duplex at the State Civil and Public Servant Estate. The governor praised her as a great ambassador of the state.
During the AFCON, that Ebonyi person is not there, it makes me to feel bad, because I believe that many of us are struggling to join the nation, to join in the progress, and to join in making this nation Nigeria proud. And I was happy when I was in abroad and I heard that Ebonyi person is part of this AFCON competitions that we won. I became very excited, and I said, this is one of my own agitation that has come to be, and I'm very grateful to know that today we count 1, hoping that tomorrow we'll count 2, 3. Again, I am happy because she's training the younger ones to join her. The journey wasn't easy, but it's destined to be there, and that is why she's there. And she's making us proud. So congratulations, Blessing.
The event brought together the State Deputy Governor, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, members of the State Executive Council, as well as families and friends of the appointees. Osando Nguta, Salt TV News.
Congratulations to the appointees. The Ojiji Festival celebration across the Iji community is being described by Governor Francis Nwifuru as not just a festive occasion to mark the harvest season, but a reaffirmation of the rich cultural identity of the Iji people. The governor made the remark while receiving the leadership of the state chapter of Ohaneze Ndigbo, led by Mr. Justice Okoha, who visited him at his country home in the Ofurekpa Iji local area. Osandu Buddha is still standing by. The report.
Governor Nwifuru emphasized the significance of the festival, stating that Ojiji reminds Iji people of their forebears who, through hard work and resilience, laid the foundation upon which they continue to thrive today. He highlighted the core values of Iji people to include industriousness, tenacity of purpose and unity, shared heritage that has an enduring legacy that defines their identity. The governor called upon the members of Ohaneze Ndigbo to deepen their commitment to promoting the rich cultural heritage of Igbo nation and as well urged the Iji people to renew their dedication to the ideals of peace, brotherhood, and collective progress as they come together in gratitude for the bountiful harvest. Mr. Justice Okoha, who expressed their purpose in paying homage to the governor during the festival, commended Governor Nwifuru's leadership ingenuity and remarked that his policies and programs resemble a poverty eradication initiative aimed at uplifting communities. Mr. Okoha placed their unwavering support for the governor's administration and assured him of their 100% vote in his second-term bid. The governor also hosted the Deputy Chief Whip of the National Assembly and the senator representing Ebonyi North Senatorial Zone, Senator Nyeka Chinwebonyi, and the member representing Ezal South Ikwo Federal Constituency, Comrade Chinedu Oga, among others. Osondo Nguta, Salt TV News.
And now let's move to security, where the Nigerian Police Force Ebonyi State Command says it has arrested a total of 131 suspects involved in various crimes across the state from the month of July 2025 to the middle of August 2025 as part of intensified crackdown on violent criminal syndicates. The Commissioner of Police CP Adaku Cheanya stated this at press briefing on the command's achievement, stating that the suspects were apprehended for offenses ranging from kidnapping and robbery, land disputes, community crisis, to murder, among others. Charles Ole Jr. covered the press briefing.
As part of sustained efforts in combating crimes and maintaining safe environment for socio-economic growth in Ebonyi State, the Commissioner of Police, CP Adaku Uche Anya, said that out of 131 suspects arrested, 120 are males, while 11 are females, with 52 suspects already charged to court, while investigations are still ongoing.
As you are aware, Ebonyi State, being predominantly agrarian, often experiences recurring crises over land and boundary disputes during the farming season, arising from struggle for arable land. In addressing these challenges, the command has deployed early warning mechanisms to promptly detect and contain brewing disputes. We have also adopted non-kinetic approach, engaging robustly with relevant stakeholders to ensure that differences are settled through civil dialogue rather than violence. The command continues to closely monitor flashpoints with land and boundary issues, and through this proactive strategy, we are recording encouraging results while remaining vigilant in ensuring the safety of our people.
CP Uche Anya said the command recovered 6 vehicles, 15 assorted firearms, and 50 rounds of ammunition of various caliber, as well as dislodging several criminal hideouts across the state. The commissioner commended residents for their continued cooperation, noting that credible intelligence from the public was crucial to the command for successful security operations.
On this note, I wish to sincerely appreciate the good people of Ebonyi State for their continuous support and cooperation with the police. I assure you that under my leadership, the police will always remain resolute in its mandate to protect lives and property and to sustain the peace and security of the state. As always, residents are encouraged to report suspicious activities or distress situation through the command control room via GSM number 0706 451 5001.
The command's public relations officer, DSP Joshua Okando, took the press crew round to see the 6 vehicles, 15 assorted firearms, and 50 rounds of ammunition of various caliber recovered from the suspects. According to the command, all suspects will be arraigned in court upon completion of investigations. Charles Olejino for Sol TV News.
You are still watching Seoul Television News. More of the stories when we return from this short break. Do Welcome back. Now the rest of the items in the bulletin. The Anambra State government has dismissed 8 vigilante operatives who assaulted a serving female member of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Miss Edema Jennifer Oloho, in Oba Idemili South local government area of the state. The report.
The special advisor to Governor Chukwuma Soludo on community security, Mr. Ken Emeakaye, who disclosed this in Noka, stated that the state had also covered the victim's medical bills, replaced her damaged valuables, and tendered a public apology to her family and the NYSC. According to Emeakaye, the operatives, who claimed they were in pursuit of suspected cultists, acted outside their mandate and would be handed over to the police for prosecution.
The Olubadan designate Oba Rashidi Ladoja is set to be crowned as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State, during a coronation ceremony scheduled for Friday, September 26, 2025. The report.
It was reported that his nomination received the approval of the state governor, Mr. Seyi Makinde. Further confirmation came when a state delegation met with Ladoja and other members of the Olubadan Council at his residence in Bodija. The ceremony will take place at the historic Mapo Hall in Ibadan.
And now from the foreign scene, the Israeli military says it is calling up about 60,000 reservists ahead of a planned ground offensive to capture and occupy all of Gaza City. The report.
A military official said the reservists would report for duty in September and that most of the troops mobilized for the offensive would be active duty personnel. They added that troops were already operating in the Ziton and Jabalia areas as part of the preparations for the plan, which Defense Minister Israel Katz approved on Tuesday and will be put to the Security Cabinet later this week.
Still on the foreign scene, United States President Donald Trump has called on the Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook to step down, expanding pressure on the central bank after recent criticism of Jerome Powell for not lowering interest rates sooner. The report.
Trump wrote on his Truth Social platform, Cook must resign now. FHFA Director Bill Potts, a staunch ally of Trump, had reportedly written a letter to the U.S. Attorney General calling for an investigation of Cook while suggesting that she might have committed a criminal offense. The Trump administration has pursued allegations of mortgage fraud against high-profile Democrats who are seen as political adversaries of the president.
And to wrap it up on Soul TV News tonight, let's bring you the recap of the major stories that made the bulletin. Governor Francis Nwifuru called on Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development to deepen their commitment in reforming legislation and policy to mitigate the persistent professional unhealthy rivalries between builders and engineers, particularly civil and structural engineers. We also informed you that the Anambra State government has dismissed 8 vigilante operatives who assaulted a serving female member of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Ms. Edema Jennifer Eloho, in Oba, Idemili South local government area of the state. And from the foreign scene, we brought you a report that the Israeli military says it is calling up about 60,000 reservists ahead of a planned ground offensive to capture and occupy all of Gaza City. That's it tonight on Soul Television News. My name is Chukwudimweke. Thanks for your time and keep watching Soul TV programs. Good night.